Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, my Psychline students, to another day of learning and fun. Fun, fun, fun! How are you all? Hi, hi, hi! Celestial says, I just finished my vet assistant clinicals. Dang, nice, nice. Congratulations to you. Well, as you can see, everybody, today we are going to be working on Deacon. For this, poor boy has such a plain design. He looks like an NPC or something. So, we need to fix that. And as you may see over here, I have plans on how to fix that. This is the concept art for how his new look is going to look. One thing I wanted to do for sure was to make him look more unique from everybody else and express his hobbies and interests a little more on his model. For example, giving him work boots instead of the normal shoes and some nice thick work gloves, like carpenter's gloves. And instead of having the jacket buttoned up or having the jacket off, which is what all the other students have. They either have the jacket on or the jacket off. I thought he would have the jacket on, but it would be open down the middle and have the sleeves pushed up for when he's working. I don't know for sure if I'm going to do the tool belt tail idea. I like that idea. We'll see. I probably will make the hairs on his tail a little longer too, just to differentiate his tail a bit from some of the other characters. Also, he looks a little bit older. I wanted to show that he's, going through puberty now, so he's going to have a little bit more masculine face. Also, it helps differentiate him from the girls a little more. And yes, longer pants, because he's working with a lot of wood and stuff, so he'd want to protect his legs. Don't want wood chips falling on your legs or getting scratched up by anything you're working with. So yeah, that's my plan. That's my evil plan. One thing I should probably do right from the get-go is import in some models to cannibalize. There's a bunch of models I need to cannibalize. Oh, this is like the 1940s. You can bring tools to class. People were not worrying about that stuff nearly the same way back then, especially if you were the son of a specific type of worker or something. People were doing all kinds of arts and crafts in school and tons of stuff that we don't do these days. Okay, so I need to bring in some models to cannibalize. I don't think he looks like Harry Potter. He just has glasses. Does having glasses make you Harry Potter automatically? People back then learned trades, and they didn't just go to college. They would go to trade school, or apprenticeships to learn new. And so they wouldn't get into huge college debt like we do today. That's my take of the day. Not that I'm not being anti-intellectual. I'm not saying college is bad. I'm just saying our current setup with how you have to go to college is not the only thing you need to do in life. There's trade schools, there's apprenticeships. We should bring more of those back. Trade schools still exist, but I think we should do more apprenticeships again. Entry-level jobs are so hard to find these days, and apprenticeships help solve that. Okay, I need to cannibalize some models here. The first model I think I need to cannibalize is a model that has pants that are fully down. So I'm probably gonna steal the pants of... who should I steal the pants from? Maybe Headmaster Claiborne. Hold on, let me find Headmaster Claiborne's model and steal his pants. Okay. There we go. When I say steal pants, I mean that literally. What I do for some of these models... Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm wondering if I could steal more than just his pants. Maybe I could also steal a little bit of the jacket too. And just resize a bunch of stuff here. I don't know, maybe that would be more work than it's worth. Multi-Fandom Studios asks, lore question, are white eyes for a specific religion or is it white for any religion? Good question. I can't answer that yet. I have to work that out more. But generally, a lot of religious organizations, yeah, do have white eyes, because white is a color that represents all colors in the light spectrum. Goodbye, mom friend. Hello, carpentry king. He's still a mom friend, but I mean, he's a dad friend, right? Like, he does the dad stuff. And he takes care of his friends. Judith, why would you do this? Of course, Judith steals the headmaster's pants. Uh-huh. What happens if we reach the stream goal? Well, since I'm not texturing, I can't add messages on the inside of the models yet. So I don't really know. I was just thinking of if you guys have any ideas what we can do as a stream goal reward, let me know. Oh, look, he's tiny! It's a tiny headmaster! Kick him in the shins. I love cannibalizing my models. It saves so much time. He pulls double duty as mom and dad friend. A single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. Okay, now I gotta get rid... Oh, I forgot to tell you what music we're listening to. Well, I loved the Mirror's Edge Catalyst music so much last stream. I'm just gonna do more Mirror's Edge music. Except, it's the first game. So, Mirror's Edge music. Gotta trim that off. We don't need that. Dang it. Okay, hold on. Let's try this. There we go. So tiny. Oh, you're right, I'm not at work mode again. Work mode activated. Okay, there we go. I don't think I'm gonna do a karaoke stream. I would just embarrass myself. I guess that's kind of the point though, but nah. Honey, I Shrunk the Headmaster. That would make for a good movie. I feel like that would be one of those early 2000s Disney movies. I mean, obviously, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids already is one of those, but okay, this is what I'm thinking. Honey, I Shrunk the Headmaster would be one of those early 2000s Disney movies where the headmaster and this one particular troublemaker kid are always arguing with each other and stuff, and then one day some wacky thing happens and now the troublemaking kid is the only one who can help the headmaster get back to normal. And there's all kinds of wacky hijinks, and by the end of the movie both of them come to an understanding. The kid learns more about responsibility and the headmaster learns more about embracing his inner child. There, that's the movie. I figured it out. It's basically Freaky Friday, yeah. And you know, I just learned that there's a lot more to being a grown-up than I thought, you know? Maybe I just need to, respect my elders a little bit more, you know? Yeah, I know. And you know what? Maybe I've been a little too harsh on you sometimes, kid. You know? Yeah, I know. Yep, I know. Yeah, you know. I do know. Yes, you do. And it would just keep going on forever. And then it fades to black. And then credits. I know you are, but what am I? Now we are doing the... Oh, wait, hold on. Does this work? I guess. Oh my goodness. A karaoke stream, coward. No. No. But thank you very, very much for the donation. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Maybe one day, but I'd have to practice. Just Dance live stream. I don't even have Just Dance. No! You're not gonna force me to buy a new game. I feel like I want to stream Resident Evil 7 because I just started playing that, but I don't want to have that on my channel because I want my channel to be PG-13. But also I don't want to stream it, you know? Sometimes I just like chilling out and not having to think and entertain when I'm playing a game. If I did start streaming more game stuff, it would probably be multiplayer games because that's a good excuse for me to actually play them more because I've been wanting to play more multiplayer games. But I feel like I don't have the time to. Like, just today I was thinking, I really want to get good at Deadlock. But I don't have time. I gotta work on my game. So streaming it might give me a little bit of an excuse to play Deadlock and Marvel Rivals. Because as it stands, I don't really have the time. Friend swap, potentially. Okay, I gotta make his hands a little thicker because they're in these big gloves. I gotta make him more squarish too. Gotta flatten out the tips here. But hey, you know, carpentry is a very holy job. That's what Jesus did. Though I have heard some argument on that, because some people say it's actually more accurate to say he was a stonemason. There was just some weird translation stuff going on. I'd have to look into that, but apparently the word for carpentry is more accurately like someone who builds houses, so it would also be with stone. So he was like a stonemason too, which would be appropriate as someone who is our rock and our foundation to be a stonemason. And him yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I just heard it. I'd have to actually look into it. I have to cite my sources, so sorry, I cannot as of yet. Okay. There's still gotta be some edits I do here. I can't just wholesale put the headmaster's body on his head. Gotta change some proportions around. Because he looks so buff right now. When you cannibalize something, you do still have to edit it. Why are his glasses attached? Hold on. It needs to be separated. Also, this hair is old and ugly. It's old! It's ugly! He had extra gym classes? Sure, sure, sure. Oh, I should separate the ears too. Just in case. Oh, and his eyes should definitely be separated. What the heck? Why are these all together? Probably because I was exporting it out. Okay, there's a lot to do right here. A lot. Let's see. I'm wondering if I should... I don't know. Okay, let me just try to see what I can do with this. If I have to sculpt a new face or not. I can't wait to put this new hair on him. Okay. Deacon, it's time for your plastic surgery. Let's pull out this jaw a little bit. It's time to chad you up. I don't want him to look too old, though. He's still 13. Yeah, he's got a Roman nose. I'm gonna move these eyes up. I gotta change the eyeballs too. Moving the eyes up just automatically helps so much. Are you kidding me? He looked too girly before. That's just not his character. Yeah, he has stronger shape language. I mean, here's the secret, guys. This is the same model as Judith. This base mesh is Judith's base mesh, so that's why it looks... Anyway, yeah. We're changing things. All the kids are made from Judith's model. Just heavily altered in different ways. But that's what base meshes are for. Hello, Mr. Nebula. Welcome to the chat. And now he has, yeah, more kind of trapezoid eyes, diamond eyes. So, gotta change that. Maybe move the eyes up a little bit more. I'm gonna have to move up the eyeballs too, of course. Dude, Mirror's Edge music is so good for getting you to work. It is motivating. Whew, let's do this, guys. I'm still working out that stuff, Multi-Fandom Studios. So I can't give definitive answers at the moment. Because of the way his pupils are right now, he looks like he's very distressed. Like, oh man. Oh man. Come on, guys. Let's give her a chance. I don't want him to look too Chad because, again, he's 13, so I want him to look like he's a teenager, but not like he's 16 or something. I do think it'd be kind of cute if he had a little bit of an overbite, but I'm not sure. Like, Scoob, we gotta build this tree house. Yeah, I think a little bit of an overbite actually looks kind of nice. Kind of fun. A little bit different. Ruh-roh, Raggy. You know what? One of the funniest brushes in sculpting is the inflate brush because you can immediately make any character look like they got stung by 1 billion bees. No, he's been stung by 1 billion bees. Oh, you're right. The goal does. Damn, I forgot to change the time on the goal to 3 hours instead of 30 minutes. Whoops. Doesn't look like I can edit it. Sorry. That's my bad. Bun bees, yes. 1 billion bun bees. Guys, what would win? 1 billion bun bees or 1 Pikachu? Arceus or 1 million lions? Oh, man. Whoa, that looks weird. I'm not done, guys. I'm not done. It looks bad right now, but I'm not done. Yeah, topography looks kind of scary. Yeah, definitely. There, that's starting to look a little better. Whoa! Oh no! Now he has ideas for the karaoke songs. Winter wrap-up, Equestria Girls, Becoming Popular, Love is in Bloom, Party Your World, Belle's Song, A Whole New World, Colors of the Wind. I could sing all of those, actually. Love is in bloom, a beautiful bride, a handsome groom, 2 hearts becoming... no. But having me sing My Little Pony songs is... MLP songs feels like cheating. Because I've sung those so many times. But also I want to get away from being associated with the My Little Pony fandom. I mean, kind of, but also no. I honor my past and I had a good time in that fandom, but listen, I can't be singing My Little Pony songs on stream. You know, becoming as popular can be, making my mark in high society. I'm the belle of the ball, the star of the show, yeah. It's been so long since I've sung those, but I still remember them. That's crazy. I'm the belle of the ball, the crown. No, it was the star of the show, yeah. I'm the type of pony every pony should know. I'm too old for this. Why do you guys want to hear me sing? It's not what I built my channel on, you know. Oh, thank you. Did Rita Ragtime and Private Misfire ever have a crossover? They did, actually. I thought it would be kind of funny if that happened. I haven't, like, officially planned it or anything of how that looked, but... Maybe his eyes are too small now. I don't know. I'll think about it. I think what's throwing me off is that the textures are just not it right now. The textures are still his baby face, so the fact that his hold on. I need to fix his neck too. His neck is too thin. A little bit of an Adam's apple. Now that he's going through puberty. It'd be kind of funny if his voice was cracking too. Ugh. Ugh. I don't like this. I think the baby face textures mixed with the not as baby face geometry is throwing me off a little bit. He needs to be retextured before I can make a decision. Hello, Lowest Expectations. Welcome to the chat. Oh, does doing another donation reset the timer? I had no idea. No, I sound sarcastic, but I actually had no idea. That's cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna retexture him. He'll need it. Because there's a whole bunch of new stuff, like his forearms and the rest of the vest and all that stuff. I'll have to basically completely retexture him. This part of the OST is sounding a lot like the Portal soundtrack. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn the textures off for some of the sculpting. Wet. Hold on, I should separate these two. So I don't. Love isn't blind, a beautiful bride, a handsome groom, two hearts becoming one, a bond that cannot be undone because love's in bloom. This is so weird. Okay, let's try. It says goal ended for you? What the freak? Oh yeah, it does said goal ended. Okay, I'll just do a different one. And it's not for karaoke stream. I cannot promise that. All of the songs on that show are pretty much bangers, let's be real. I might not be a brony anymore, but I can acknowledge that. Oh, hello, Caius. Everybody, welcome Caius the programmer to the chat. Welcome, welcome. The boy is coming along well. Somewhat. I'm still figuring things out. I'm figuring out how much of a Chad jawline I need to give him and how much I need to not do that because he's 13 and he's not gonna look like a Chad. The Chad top hat. We're apples to the core. I don't really remember that one that much. He desperately needs a retexture. This one's too short. This one's too tall. And this one's strangely obsessed with tubs of jelly. I don't remember that one that well. Oh, what about some of the fan songs like Hey Cheerilee, Cheerilee, hey Cheerilee, Cheerilee, hey Cheerilee, Cheerilee, I said I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm not liking this. It's like I'm liking it, but I'm also not. We've got to bring him into the texturing at some point. Oh, I loved the Come Little Children animation. That is one of my top things that the fandom has ever produced. It's so good. Come little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come little children, tonight's come to play here in my garden of shadows. No, I can't do it right now. But yeah, that one is really fun. Y'all are just feeding my ego. You shouldn't do that. Okay. Hello, Dungeon Donut. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. I think this seems to be a fairly good in-between of the original design and the new one, maybe. Again, I think some of this is really going to really come with the retextures as to how I end up feeling about it. No problem with lurkers, no problem with lurkers. Feel free to lurk. Good night, Ivana. Okay, something needs to be done about this body. Let's see. This looks so goofy. Oh my goodness. Feeds your ego. Yes, feel the ego flow through you. Sing the karaoke. Mwahaha. Thanks for the donation. I do really like singing, but I feel like, okay, you want to know one of the reasons why I don't do karaoke streams? I feel like if the game ends up getting really popular and then people come back and watch these streams and like they'll like find the karaoke stream and then they'll post clips of it on Twitter and be like, look at this dummy, look at this stupid person who can't sing doing a karaoke stream. Maybe I need to stop being so Twitter-brained. I need to stop thinking about how Twitter is going to think about something. That's kind of stupid, actually. Okay, let's de-Chadify this body. He is not a Chad. Not... Okay, wait. What? What do I need to do exactly? I need to move these shoulders down. You think he needs more space between his mouth and the bottom of his chin? Probably. Look at this stupid idiot who thinks she's all that. Okay, putting the shoulders smaller has already helped a lot. Also, I need to focus on finishing this model. But thank you very much for the donations. Maybe I'll sing a little bit, I don't know. But look at how much time we're saving, guys. Look at how much time we're saving by reusing the Headmaster's model. Kaya says that's kind of what happened to Randy Pitchford, although that might be because most of his games aren't, you know, great. Randy Pitchford, didn't he have like a lot more going on than that? Like, wasn't there some kind of USB incident where like a bunch of secrets were leaked about the company because he left it on a USB at a restaurant or something? Maybe I'm getting that completely wrong. I've been to Gearbox before. If y'all go to my channel and, oh my god, yeah, we gotta get rid of this muscle definition. He does not have that. His neck, oh yeah, his neck is clipping. It's not done. I haven't attached them yet. There's two necks going on right now. There's his neck and there's the headmaster's neck. I have to delete that. I have to delete the headmaster's neck and patch in his neck. Yeah, he can... And there are no muscles going on back here, so let's smooth that out. This is actually turning out pretty good. You know what I've heard that's pretty sad, though? I've heard that people are, like, not dancing very much anymore, like in clubs and stuff, because they're scared that somebody's gonna record them and put them on Twitter or TikTok and just make fun of them in public. And that's really, really sad to me. We are a society that has built our own panopticon without the government even needing to step in. We are in a prison of our own making because of cell phones recording everything we can do in public. We can't even be free to let ourselves embarrass ourselves a little bit because we're afraid of getting clipped and clip farmed. Isn't that a little sad? So you know what, maybe I should do a karaoke stream. Maybe I shouldn't be embarrassed of just having fun and singing. I don't know. You're slowly getting through to me. Yeah, and this is especially true, I think, for some conventions, too. Anime cons and stuff. The Pitchford USB story. He accidentally left a USB at a restaurant, which turned out to have a bunch of internal Gearbox docs, as well as some especially eyebrow-raising, not safe for work material. Oh my gosh. That's incompetent. No wonder people keep bringing that up. Why would you have a USB stick with internal documentation at a restaurant? Was it like a business meeting or something? That's the only thing I could think of being the case. Still is not looking quite right, actually. Maybe it's the rib cage being too visible. Again, some of this is going to be fixed with texturing, but I mean, he's a little bit more of a waist. I don't know. His chest is too big. Yeah, I think you're right. Also, yeah, I need less of the chest muscles there. I love reusing assets. Woohoo! I love being reasonable about how much time something should take. being smart about asset usage. You think so? Maybe I should make his shoulders a little wider then. See, y'all in the chat, you're men who have gone through puberty, so you can help me out a little here. With how he should be looking. The camera case would be a separate model, but it would still be part of the rig. I've been thinking about, one of the reasons I added the camera case was just because I thought it'd be nice to have some accessory on him like that, you know? But also I thought it'd be cute if he used the camera to collect reference pictures of architecture as inspiration. And he also uses it to get pictures of him and the gang. The friendship gang. The proportions in my art are pretty good. I'll go off of that. That's nice to know. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I feel the testosterone flowing through my veins. You know who I was talking about. I definitely need to make his hooves bigger for these proportions to work. Oh my god. Hold on. Yes, women do have a bit of testosterone. There's a certain balance needed. Trying to line up the concept art is a little difficult because of the staggered zoom. Well, I'm still writing Deacon's side quest, so maybe I'll have the camera in there a bit. Dirty Dab Sandwich says, I love tails on characters. They're so cool and cute. I agree. I love... Well, the reason I like putting tails on my characters is because not only is it, you know, an indication that this is like a fantasy species, and that's a good indication, but also it's really fun for expressiveness. Really fun. So, you know what? The thing I'm missing here is that he needs to be taller. That's what I'm missing here. Hold on, hold on. I need to import Judith for a sec. Doi, he needs to be taller. Can't believe I missed this. Where is Judith? Where is Judith? Okay, here we go. Oh, he was already taller. I need to make him taller than that. Aw, look at them. Aw. So cute. Okay. There we go. Because he's got these big work boots on, so I need to make these hands a little bigger. And it helps, having the big hooves at the bottom helps balance out the wider shoulders too. Shape language wise. You do hear a lawnmower. Sorry. I can't do anything about that. Yeah, it's night for you. Hey, lawn's gotta get cut, you know. Tails are such a fun way to add character to a character. Immediately fun. Well, you know, I think also the reason I like adding tails is because sometimes it feels like it helps balance out the design, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like having the hair on the top here and then the hair that's on the tail near the bottom, it just kind of adds a nice balancing effect, you know? Like the white hair on the top and then the white hair at the bottom. It's cool. Speaking of tails, his tail should be a little thicker, I think. Especially if it's going to be carrying that hammer all the time. It's got a lot of tail exercise of carrying the hammer. I don't know if it should be that thick. But, hold on. Strength. Let's make the strength a little lower. There we go. That's a little better. Thicker tail for carrying the tools. Okay, I think this is coming along pretty. Hold on. I think his arms are short. His arms are too short. For sure. Hold on, let me get rid of this neck. It's bugging me. Deacon, I'm gonna chop off your neck. Sorry about that. What is this? Oh, that's... Oh, okay. I know what that is now. Wait, no I don't. What is this? Oh, it's a part of Deacon's neck. I see. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna sculpt this real quick. There we go. Now the tail of the tie is a little bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna make these hands a little bigger. Ah! Whoop! Ah! Oh my god, we made a masterpiece. Look at this. What the heck? This is a modern art masterpiece, dude. I'm gonna screenshot this. I'm gonna put that on Discord. Looks like an Expedition 33 enemy. You're right. They do. Oh, you know what it also looks like to me? It reminds me of... Has anybody here played Metaphor ReFantazio? There are these enemies in Metaphor ReFantazio that are these giant ears that hop around. It kind of looks like one of those. Oh, making the arms longer is already helping, I think. Okay, but I have to check something. I think his arms are a good length now. Usually mid-thigh is where you want the arms to end up. What do you guys think? Think his arms are a good length? Oh, this is gonna be a little annoying. There needs to be a little bit more done here with the wrinkles and stuff, but I feel like... Maybe a teeny bit longer? You're probably right. You're right. Okay. Let's do that for now. Oh. Well, now they look too long to me. Okay, I don't know. I don't know! I had this problem with the headmaster too, where I was like, I did not know. Ah, whatever. Okay. Sorry, I'm checking some messages real quick. I was agreeing with you at first, Phoenix, but then Ziggurat was like, since they're slightly bent, I think they look good. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Because technically... anyway. It's complicated. But yeah. want the tips to be a little sharper on the ears. Okay, well, one thing I definitely need to do is have these little grooves at the bottom of his work boots. I'm trying to think what I should do next. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm changing the waistcoat to just be open instead of closed. And I need to change this too, actually. Okay, that's the end of the Mirror's Edge playlist. Now what? Let's do... Oh, I know. Let's do Mouse PI. Okay, let's do the soundtrack from Mouse PI for Hire. It fits perfectly with my vibe. Dirty Dab Sandwich says, dang, I'm playing Mouse PI right now. I just finished the Bandle's lab mission. Oh, that was a good one. I've been loving the game so far. I'm like 10 hours in so far. Uh-oh. Why is it still looking awkward here? Hold on. Whoa. What the heck? Okay. Things are going well. That's done, that's done. I need to separate the badge. I still have to deal with where I'm gonna put this, but I'll just leave it here for now. Okay, so what games are y'all in the middle of playing right now? Like I said, I've been playing through Mouse PI recently, and then I started Resident Evil 7 as well. I haven't had a lot of time to play this week, but when I have, I've been really enjoying Mouse PI. I honestly think my biggest problem with Mouse PI is that I feel like the standard difficulty is a little too easy. The boss fights are fun, and I think the boss fights are fairly well balanced, but I think normal gameplay is a little too easy. I might crank it up a little. Specifically, I'm a little annoyed with how many drops there are of ammo and health everywhere. It feels like maybe it's because I'm not familiar with boomer shooters. I'm not someone who's really tapped into that genre yet. I plan to change that in the future, but it feels like there's just too much ammo drops all around to the point where it gets a little overwhelming, and I kind of get mad because I can't pick up everything on the map because I'm filled up of all my ammo. Now, as I get further into the game, it does seem like it's getting better about that and becoming a little more difficult, but yeah, that's just current thoughts. I think I'm about 70% through the game, I think, or maybe 75% through. I'm really enjoying it so far, but yeah. I really especially love the environment art and the background art. Maybe I already talked about this last week, but anyway. Ziggurat has been playing Timberborn. I remember you talking about that one. And Lowest Expectations says, I've been playing Satisfactory in co-op twice a week, Dragon Quest Builders 2, and Scratching the Surface of Crimson Desert. Cool, cool. I think a couple of my friends have been playing Satisfactory as well. Oh, you know what? I should put this part of the jacket a little higher so his tail goes under. There we go. That's better. You know what I've been watching a lot of this week when I'm off work? I've been watching Germa play Tomodachi Life 2. Or Tomodachi Island, I forget what it's called. But yeah, the new one. I've been watching Germa play it. It's been very entertaining so far. Okay, I'm gonna touch up these hooves now. We gotta turn these into work boots. Dirty Dab Sandwich says, I've mostly been playing the new Tomodachi Life. I guess it would be pronounced Tomodachi Life, wouldn't it? I don't know. Marvel Rivals and Cosmic Invasion and Costume Quest 2. Send help. Satisfactory is a crack addiction. Oscar says there's a fan-created Lord of the Rings RTS called Age of the Ring with elven factions. That sounds fun. My sister got the new Tomodachi Life, and she's been making some really crazy stuff and showing it to me. Like, she made Better Call Saul Goodman. I've been playing Genshin Yeah. Oh, I need to keep watching Breaking Bad, yeah. I haven't gotten back to it yet. I need to catch up with Frieren. I have like 2 hours of break at night time, and so I'm usually playing a little bit of Genshin while watching Drama streams, or playing some Mouse PI, or watching a little Frieren. I am so excited for season 2 of Dungeon Meshi. I keep flipping between calling it Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in Dungeon. I guess it's whatever mood I'm in. I'm so excited for season 2 of Dungeon Meshi. Making the hooves bigger and stuff has really helped this design, I think, balancing it out. Okay, now, let's see, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do these boots? So I think most of the boot texture is just gonna be textured on. But hold on. Let me look up, let's see, work boots real quick. Okay. Maybe I do have an idea. Does another character have some boots to steal? Nope. This will have to be 100% Deacon original. I'm trying to figure out how I want to exactly go about the strategy on this. Oh my gosh, hold on. This annoys me. Center line is not the center here. Hold on. This is pissing me off. I made a mistake when I... Mark, I made a mistake! When I first made some of these models where the center line that goes down becomes the center line of the hoof, but then when it comes down here, it becomes a side line instead of a center line. It's pissing me off. Past me has pissed me off. I need to fix this ASAP by adding another line here. This is good news, Mark. We can finally be bees. You can be a pet. You'll live for 30 years. I need to make Invincible fan art at some point. There's so many things I want to make fan art of, but I don't have time to make fan art of them. That's, you know what? Guys, I'm not gonna make you hold me to this, but the Final Fantasy VII Remake pissed me off so much that I want to make, like, a series of animated cutscenes that are my own kind of remake of certain scenes in the game. Like, basically, game plan is, if my game really takes off and I have the time to make fan art in my free time, I would love to make my own 3D models of Cloud and Sephiroth and some of the other characters that are more inspired by Nomura's original art. Not that I have a problem with the designs in the remakes, by the way. I actually love the designs of characters in the remakes, but a lot of my issues come with the direction of the scenes and stuff that's changed from the original. Blah, 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 blah. Nerdy stuff. Anyway, my ideal, if I could work on like a fan project again, my ideal thing would be to remake some of the remakes cutscenes in my own style, I guess. That's my extremely petty fan thing I want to do if I had time. There's so much directorial choices in the new cutscenes that I hate. Just me being a hater. I love and hate those remakes at the same time. After playing Rebirth and getting to the end, though, I mostly hate them. It'd also be good animation practice, too. Like, I want to remake the Aerith you-know-what cutscene. Because Rebirth pissed me off. Anyway. Oh, ooh! Michaeli Victoria, 6018. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you very, very much. Much appreciated. Also, your icon is adorable. Oscar says, and then at the end of that remake series, then you drop a teaser for Bonnie's game. Yeah. You are Brazilian? Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Listen, I could talk about the 7 remake for a long time. I could talk about it for hours. I might even have a whole stream where I just rant about it, so that way you guys don't have to listen to me rant about it if you don't want to. But there are so many things about that remake that really piss me off. But there are also so many things about it that I really like. It's insane how much whiplash those games give me. Where one moment I'm like, hey, this is awesome. They did a great job on this. And then another moment I'm like, literally, what were you thinking? Literally, why did you do that? Oh my god, are you guys stupid? That is my... That's the... If I streamed all of my thoughts on those games, I would get blacklisted. From Square Enix. I have so many thoughts. I understand why people like them, though, because I did like them originally. Because originally I hadn't played the original game. When I played the first remake game, I had not played the original 7. And I played the remake and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. But the ending, you know what, I think I've already ranted about this on stream before, so I won't, but my experience diving into Final Fantasy VII and the stuff surrounding it was insane. But the original game is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, but it could have been improved with a remake. There's some things about it that could be better. And the fact that the remake did actually improve on some of that stuff, but then completely destroyed other stuff is insane to me. And what's crazy to me too is that whenever I look up like critique videos of the remakes, usually the people in those videos are completely open to that stuff too. Like, a lot of them talk about the stuff that they like about the remakes as well. Like, they're not just going complete hater mode, you know? They also acknowledge that, here, yeah, the remakes did some good stuff here, they did some good stuff there. I just wish they hadn't done the really stupid stuff, too. Because otherwise I would enjoy these remakes, you know? Okay, that's it. I cannot let myself go any further than this, because this would be hours-long conversation. Anyway. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Should I just... maybe... 1 second. Let me try this. Oh, I love Final Fantasy IX. That's good. That's a good game. Wait, I think I figured out how I'm gonna do this. Let's try this. See, a lot of the process of 3D is just being like, okay, how am I gonna do this? Then figuring it out and then doing it. That's how it works. I need to play FF10. I'm still getting through the Final Fantasy games. I have played 7 Remake, 7 Rebirth. I've played 9. I've played 14. I've played 15, and I've played 16, but I didn't finish 16 because I didn't like it. That's kind of sad, but it bored. I really liked how 16 started, but it eventually was just really boring to me. Sorry. It was not what I was looking for. Okay, maybe I'm not happy with how I'm gonna do these boots. Sorry, guys. This jazz is so good. It's like New Orleans jazz. New Orleans. FF10 is your favorite? Project Seltzer said, I played the original 1997 Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VI. Cool. I hear that 16 is boring from a lot of people. Yeah, that's the thing that sucks about it. The side quests suck. They're really boring. And the game starts out really fun, really exciting. It starts out great. It has an amazing opening. And then the more it goes on, the more the story becomes less interesting. And you're like, wait, this is what the game was all about? Seriously? And then I just lost all interest in it. The twist of what's really going on sucks, in my opinion. It starts out as a Game of Thrones complicated political fantasy and ends up as just a generic fantasy bad guy story. And there's nothing wrong with generic anime fantasy bad guy stories, but that's not what I was promised. I was told this was going to be a complicated political drama, but it was not. So I felt I was lied to. And then it was just ended up being pretty boring. But near the end. An action game should not be that long. Sorry, that's the end of my hater mode. Well, Taylor, I'm not actually talking about Game of Thrones. I'm talking about Final Fantasy 16. Okay, there's one done. Okay, let's focus. Let's concentrate and stop talking about Final Fantasy, Anastasia. Do you consider your game a fantasy or a science fiction game? It's really more of a fantasy. Like, sure, there's galaxies and stars and yeah, science fiction concepts, but it's really more of a fantasy. It's more of a science fantasy like Star Wars. Maybe even less Star Wars and more... Well, D&D is technically kind of sci-fi, isn't it? If you think about it. Like the Outer Realms and the Githyanki. Sci-fi and fantasy are inherently similar genres that bleed into each other all the time. After all, the famous quote is, once you get science that is advanced enough, it's indistinguishable from magic. That's what a lot of what cyberpunk feels like. I feel like I'm playing the Cars Wii game right now. I just realized I probably shouldn't be listening to the entire Mouse PI soundtrack because this is the level that I played the other night, and any songs beyond this are probably gonna might spoil the game for me a little bit, so I should probably change to a different one. Alright, hold on. Now what should I change to? Maybe some Deus Ex music? guys. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty is so good. Bioshock and Bioshock and Cyberpunk are both two games that sometimes I just think about again and I'm like, man, you know? Both of those gotta be in my top 10. Man. Phantom Liberty is so good, dude. It's crazy. Oh, I've played My Friendly Neighbor. I enjoyed that one. Swirlby says, do you tend to avoid killing enemies whenever you can? It depends on the game, I guess. And when I played Deus Ex, I'm pretty sure that's what I did, yeah. I tried to go stealth, low kill route. It's been a long time since I played Deus Ex. Also, I have Dishonored in my inventory, but I have not played it through. I started a playthrough years ago, but never finished it. Didn't get too far into it, so I'll have to do that at some point. Gotta play some more immersive sims. That good immersive sim goodness. But if it's Cyberpunk, no, I don't care. I'm killing everybody. I am gonna take full advantage of those cool mantis arms and slice some people up. Yeah, sometimes it's just like life gets in the way and you just, and once you've stopped playing a game for a certain amount of time, you kind of just want to start it over, but you also don't want to start it over just yet because you still remember so much of the beginning and blah blah blah. Anyway, that's me and New Vegas. I really need to finish New Vegas, but it's been so long since I've played New Vegas that I probably just want to start a new run, but I'm also not in the mood to. Again, I don't have a lot of free time, and when I do, I usually want to be in bed because I don't want to be at my desk, but I don't want to play New Vegas on my Steam Deck. I want to play New Vegas with a mouse and keyboard, but I don't want to be at my desk because I'm at my desk working all day. So, yeah. I want to figure out how to not have that happen at some point. If I gotta make a setup where I can use a mouse and keyboard, or anyway. I have modded my games before, but I'm not a huge modder. I don't really replay games very often because there's too many games that I haven't played yet, you know, that I would rather spend the time playing a new game than replaying an old game. And when I play a game for the first time, I want to try to play it in the most intended experience that I can. So I usually don't really mod things too heavily. That's just... I want to play the vanilla experience first. But when it comes to something like New Vegas, I've heard that it's pretty good idea to mod it with a couple things so that it doesn't kill itself in front of you multiple times. Like unofficial patch mods type of stuff. I got pretty far into New Vegas during my playthrough, and I was really enjoying it. I just have to give it a shot again and actually finish it this time. Finish my New California playthrough. Or what are they called again? The oh my god, what are they called again? The people that are not the Legion and are not Mr. House or Yes Ben. I actually have a standing desk, and it does help for sure. Maybe I should stand right now. I'm not in the mood. New California Republic, yes. NCR, that's it. That's what I recognize. NCR. Gotta finish my NCR playthrough. I did recently replay Uncharted 3 though. I was craving it. Crave that mineral. It was great as always. I cannot wait to make that Bonnie Jameth Uncharted game at some point. Tomb Raider like. It's gonna be so fun. I'm excited to develop something that's a little more gameplay focused. You know, I love my story-focused games, and that's what I specialize in, but it's gonna be so fun doing something different and more gameplay-focused. Because, man, this script for No Armor is huge, and it's killing me a little bit. I'll be excited to write something that's a little shorter. Or a lot shorter. Script-wise. Standing desks help your back a lot. They might sound bad, but they're great. Okay, that took way too long to do that. That wasn't even that complicated. I'm just being stupid. I did install a couple mods, Cyberpunk, so that my mom could play it. I installed a couple mods that censored some of the advertisements around Night City, so they weren't so pornographic. I mean, I did that too for myself as well. So that way my mom could play it without freaking out. She did not finish the game though. She was enjoying it, but it was still kind of a little too depressing for her, I guess. A little too dark. She might get back to it at some point, but she just kind of wasn't in the mood for something that was so dour. I really like the melancholy of that game, though. But she loves Blade Runner a lot. The Blade Runner is one of her favorite movies, so... Again, maybe she'll finish it at some point. Okay, it's turning out great so far. Turning out great. What should I do next? I still think the gloves could look more glove-y. I think I need to rework the fingertips a little more square. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense as to why you wouldn't want a standing desk. Fair play. Kind of funny. I've liked Fallout so long and been in the Fallout fandom for so long, just from playing 3 and 4. It's kind of like a poser position, having not finished New Vegas yet. I'm a poser! Poser! You haven't even finished the best Fallout game? Oh my god. I gotta finish Mouse PI and Resident Evil 7, okay? Right now, I have to beat the Resident Evil 7 poser allegations. But I am so happy with how many Resident Evils I've played so far. I have gotten a good chunk of the way through this series. And I'm enjoying myself. Once you've 100%ed Silk Song, you can do anything. You know, maybe parents are onto something with that kind of thing. Parents have seen so much more than we have in our lives that maybe they're just like, listen, I'm sick of all this bad news. I want something to cheer me up. Okay, all of that cyberpunk talk has made me want to listen to Cyberpunk OST. However, I'm concerned that it will get copyright. I'll have to do the instrumental stuff, not the radio stuff. I don't know. You 100% to Donkey Kong 64. Godspeed. you... I don't know if you missed anything. Except me ranting about Final Fantasy. As always. Have any of you in the chat played Rebirth, by the way? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm gonna make one last statement, and that is... Kate Sith box throwing minigame. If you know, you know. Kaya says, I missed that bit, but if she was complaining about Rebirth, I agree with everything she said. Yep. We've had talks about this. They're just as ontologically evil as the Star Wars sequels to me. I don't know. Did you guys hear that they might be making the sequel trilogy non-canon? Isn't that insane? If it means we get Legends back, that would be sick. Celestial says, Deacon's model is looking a lot better. Thank you, thank you. I'm figuring out what to do next. Like, I think more companies should do that, you know? Like, hey, this was literally horribly received by everybody ever. Let's just scrap it and do something else, you know? That's what they should do to Rebirth. the next remake. I was holding out so much hope for those movies, guys. I was a Last Jedi defender. That's how bad it was. I was like, we just gotta trust the process, guys. I'm sure it's gonna lead to something cool. It's building up to something. We haven't finished the story yet, you know? Just like, remember people didn't really like the Empire Strikes Back either because it was the middle of a trilogy, you know? We just gotta wait for the final one and it's all gonna build up to something really cool. Naive. I was so naive. I mean, I still don't think that everything in The Last Jedi was bad, but I have no desire to rewatch it. Okay, it was so bad, guys, that I even liked oh my god, what is it even called? The third movie in the sequel trilogy. I liked that movie when I first watched it. I was like, oh, cool, this is fun. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, wait, this actually really sucks. This is bad, actually. I was... Yes, poor Finn indeed. poor Finn. I think the words poor Finn kind of describe they sort of describe the entire issue with those movies, is poor Finn. He was brutalized. They did nothing with him. It's so sad. Oscar says, ironically, The Empire Strikes Back was badly received narrative was based on extremely filtered info, and the general public mostly loved it. Interesting. Yeah, I agree, Ziggurat. Like, I'm just tired of Star Wars at this point. I used to be a huge fan. Huge fan. That's, again, why I was defending stuff like The Last Jedi. But now, I just don't care anymore, dude. I don't even care much about Ahsoka anymore, and she was my favorite character ever. Of, like, growing up, when I was a teenager, Ahsoka was my favorite character of, like, all of fiction. And now, I haven't even bothered to watch the Ahsoka series, because I heard it was just so frustratingly mid. And even though she was great in Rebels, and there was some great scenes with her and Anakin that were just so good, I still don't really like what they've been doing with her, because I feel like she's not the same character anymore. I think I've said this on stream before, but the Ahsoka that I know is Snippy, because that's why she was nicknamed Snips, and she's sarcastic and she's funny, and it feels like adult Ahsoka is just like a completely different character. I am a wise Jedi, and that's like all that is to her. I don't know. Am I tripping? I haven't even watched Mandalorian season 3. I don't know. I just don't care anymore. I need something good. Like the Jedi Fallen Order games. I love those. Jake Ahsoka. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me, Caius, what do you mean by Jake Ahsoka? Play KOTOR already? Darn. Ah, you're right. That's another one on the list. The Steam version of KOTOR is kind of broken the time I tried to play it. I don't know. I just want Mara Jade to come back, okay? I want Mara Jade back. And I don't want... See, okay. One of the things that I was okay with when I was younger was Luke's whole deal in The Last Jedi. I thought that was interesting and a fun and unexpected direction to take his character. But now that I'm older, I'm like, that sucks. I want him to be a cool guy. I want him to be a cool hero character. And I want him to be married to Mara Jade and for them to have kids. I want Mara Jade back. She could be so cool on screen. And I want more animated Star Wars content. That's good. Okay, I've heard that the new Darth Maul show is good, but I don't have a Disney Plus subscription, and I don't really want a Disney Plus subscription right now. And I don't really care that much about Darth Maul, okay? I said it. I said it. I just don't really care that much about Darth Maul. He's not that interesting to me. I'm probably a minority on that, I don't know. And he already died in Rebels, and he had a really good send-off in Rebels, so... I don't know. I'll probably watch the show at some point, because I have heard it's very good, and I've seen some really cool clips from it. Blanked on her surname. No, I like what they did with him in Rebels, but I just don't need more Darth Maul, you know? He's not that cool of a character that I really want to watch an entire show around him. But, like I said, the clips that I have seen look pretty good, so maybe I'll give it a chance and maybe it'll do something for me. Because I did not think Andor was going to be good, but it was. So sometimes things can surprise you. I wasn't very interested in Andor as a character, but they got me. I mean, I'm still not really that interested in him as a character. The show itself is just great. Rebels is a mixed bag, to be honest. It's sometimes kiddie schlop, and then other times it's peak Star Wars. It's really weird. You know what's crazy, guys, though? Okay, this will be kind of my last Star Wars comment. What's crazy to me is that I liked the Rebels finale a lot, and I was really invested in Ezra and Hera and Kanan and the gang. And I really wanted to see, I was so excited, like, what happened to Ezra? Where did he go? I'm so excited to see what happens to Ezra in the timeline and all that stuff. What happened to him? And I find out the Ahsoka show goes into that stuff, but I just have no real desire to watch the Ahsoka show. Because I'm burnt out, and I don't really like how Ahsoka is portrayed these days, and I heard it was just kind of boring, and I was very disappointed because I was really interested in seeing what happened with Ezra. You know what part of it is, too? I don't like that it's live action. I don't. The Ahsoka show should not have been live action. That was a really stupid decision. She's an animated character. I don't mind seeing her in live action like The Mandalorian, because that makes sense. The Mandalorian is a live action centered show that makes sense to be live action. But Ahsoka as a show was basically a sequel to Rebels, and it was live action, and that killed a lot of my interest in it because it doesn't feel like the same characters anymore. I don't want to see live action Hera in a Rebels sequel. I want to see animated Hera and a sequel to an animated show. Blah blah blah. Goodbye, Caius. Have a happy dinner. Oh, you like some of Rebels, but Thrawn was butchered. That's fair. I need to read the Thrawn novels. They had to nerf him because he's in a kids show. Which is kind of crazy. Okay, let's do different OST. What should we do? What should we do? Okay, what should I do next?
Do you want to do mouse chat?
Let's see. Let's go back to the Resident Evil relaxing mix. Do I have a favorite Star Wars battle? Not really. There's a lot of good ones. Oh, you know what? Maybe I do. The ending of Jedi Fallen Order. My favorite Star Wars planet. I mean, I might just have to say Coruscant. I love the cyberpunk vibes. And how morally dubious it is. It's fun. And I like the 50s diner, okay? I like the 50s diner. I like it. It's hilarious. And it's cool seeing culture in Star Wars that is not the same stuff over and over. Oh, of course the girl that does retro stuff likes the 50s diner in Star Wars. Yes! I am unapologetic about it. The final battle between Ahsoka and Anakin was pretty darn cool. I really loved that scene. That made me cry. Oh, Naboo is awesome too, yeah. Misa love Naboo. I'm gonna probably have to get some reference to models out some of those wrinkles more. I might have to literally make my own reference by putting on a jacket and taking pictures. I have heard that theory. I'm not sure that it's true, but it's really funny to think about. Goodbye, lowest expectations. Have a good night. Are any of the other kids getting redesigns? I'm thinking about changing a couple small things on some of the other kids. I'm thinking about changing Marisol's hairstyle because I feel like her hairstyle is a little bit like it's too similar silhouette-wise to Judith's. So I've been thinking of changing up her hairstyle. And then also I've been thinking of changing Gina's race to the kind of cute little goat people from the Italy, Greece inspired area. But I'm gonna make some kind of concepts first to see what y'all think. I'm thinking of doing something like this with Marisol's hair. potentially. I don't know if I'd be able to, but I want to try. Potentially. We'll see. Sorry, I'm kind of just trying to figure out what to do next. Maybe I'll do... The hair on Deacon, I'm gonna have to do off stream probably, because I'm gonna have to go into ZBrush and sculpt all that stuff. What else can I do on stream right now? I need to get some reference for this off stream probably. It's gonna take a while. The camera bag, hold on. I think I have the reference for the camera bag. I'm starting to get a little tired, so I'll probably wrap up fairly soon. Okay, good. I do have the camera bag reference. And there we go. I'm trying to figure out what you mean by the chest being too big. Do you mean too wide, too tall? Good night, Oscar. Too protruding. I feel like it's pretty low set already when you look at it from the side. Because he does need to have a rib cage that comes out. Maybe it'll look better with the textures. That stuff can be changed pretty easily, thankfully, once the textures are on. Let's see, which camera bag should I go for? Should I go for the longer one or the shorter one? Let's see. What inspired you to make the planet the 40s? Because I was trying to fill out each planet in the Mariposa universe, and one of the planets had to be the 1940s one, so yeah. The Mystic Cube. Indeed. How should I do this? Why isn't it? Hello, Marcus Blackwell. Hope you're doing well. I heard you talking about changing Gina's species earlier. What was she before? She's a unicorn. Let me get a better visual for you guys. 1 second. Let me see. Library. Okay. I've been thinking of changing Gina to one of these folks. Because it fits well with her complexion, I think. And the dark blue color scheme she already has. So, that's what I'm thinking. So she'd get this kind of stuff, cool stuff over her eyes. And then the little horns. Marisol? Oh, I'm talking about Gina. Sorry. Gina winning so hard she became a goat. But yeah, I think that could work. However, the tail would be a little difficult. The horns give her too much aura. She's supposed to be cute. Fair enough. I think it'd be cool to have one of the main characters be one of these guys too. Is part of my logic. But I'm gonna you know, do some mock-ups and stuff. See what you guys think. It'd just be cool to get some more representation from different fiefdoms. You know, now that I have the fiefdoms actually developed more. Oh no, I don't want to give Gina injured horns, but I do like the idea of them being cute and short. That could be very cute. Yeah, that's what I want to go for too, is have some variety in the main cast that way. A little more variety in the main cast would be fun. Aw, now I'm imagining her with two, like, little goat horns coming up out of her hair. You know what? You might have sold me on that. I'll have to draw it out and see how it looks. That is a good point, Celestial. They got Gina. Like I said, I'm gonna do a concept of it, see what you guys think. I'm not completely married to the idea yet. It makes more sense to me with her complexion that she would be from a different fiefdom. With the dark gray and the hair, the light gray hair. Dark gray skin and the light gray hair. A hybrid? I feel like that'd be too confusing to players. Right now there's only one kind of hybrid character, and that's Bellafax. think having the main cast be a hybrid would be a little confusing. I kind of have to ease people into the world, you know? Going back to Deacon, I'm a little curious. Who is the church that his dad works for or worship? Is it one of the tar dragons from your lore video? Good question. He works at a church of the highest king. A lot more will be explained in game, but by the way, I also want to make clear that Mrs. Lune is not Deacon's mom. There are two pastor characters in the lore. One of the pastors is the pastor in town, the nearby town of Noirshire. That is the nearby town where Judith's family lives, where Deacon's family lives, and Deacon's dad runs the chapel in that town. Mrs. Lune, however, she is married to the pastor of the school, who is Mr. Lune. So two different guys, two different pastor characters. So I think some people have gotten confused in the past that Deacon and Mrs. Lune are related because she's married to a pastor and Deacon's dad is a pastor, so they think, oh, it's the same guy, but it's not. Two different guys. Yeah, I'm going with the more French pronunciation of Lune. At least I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm still doing a very American pronunciation, but Lune. Like if you've played Expedition 33, they use the French Lune there for one of the characters. Well, Ziggurat, you've read the script, so so you have more insight into this. But some people who have only played the demo, I think, were confused. The secretary is a half-blood. I mean, that might be a weird way to say it, but she's half Sheikah deer and half unicorn. But I'm glad you didn't confuse them. That's good to know. I'm glad that that's the case. Yes, Earth. Earth does exist. Earth is in a cyberpunk future at this point. The Nora Lore is a cute title. I like it. Oh yeah, cyberpunk future Earth. The way the setting works is that all these different planets are sort of in different retro-inspired cultural stuff, and then when we get to Earth itself, Earth is in its future. Also, I love cyberpunk as a setting. Even before I got into the game itself, I've always adored cyberpunk as a setting, so yeah. I want to have a setting like that. My own take on it. There's a character I've been working on for years that I would love to make a cyberpunk type game around. Ziggurat, I know what you're talking about. Yep. I would love to make a cyberpunk setting action game set on a Mariposa Earth. I have ideas for that. Many ideas. I just call it the Mariposa universe because that's the game that started it all, this whole idea. Yep, Kitty Roo is one of the worlds in this universe. It's the 1920s themed world. In Kitty Roo, they mention Earth as well, and it's the same Earth that is mentioned in Waramore. I call it the Flutterstars universe, officially. That's why the websites for all my games are called flutterstars.com. The reason why was because in Mariposa, in the demo, the things that you collect are called flutter stars, and they're these little butterfly star things. And I thought to justify the fact that you're collecting them as currency throughout the entire game on all these different planets, I thought it'd be funny if these are kind of invasive species in a sense, and they've invaded every single planet, and that's why you can collect them on every single planet. So in a way, those little flutter stars unite the planets. They're on every single planet. So the name of this universe, the thing that is on all of these planets, are the flutter stars. So flutter stars. universe is sort of the catch-all name. That's my logic. So sometimes I say Mariposa Universe because that's the place where it started, but really, officially, it's called the Flutterstars Universe. And so, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if... On Steam, I even put them under the Flutterstars series title. Let me see if it actually shows up. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. So if you look at my Steam... Hold on. Make sure you can see this. If you look at the Steam page for Fantastic Kitty Roo, you'll see franchise Flutterstars. And if you click on it, there's all the games so far. And the game that will not be released for many years. But at least I'm keeping the demo up so that the demo doesn't become lost media or anything. That whole demo is going to be completely revamped for the final game. That's crazy to think about. Whew. At least we have one finished game. The flutter stars surround us, they bind us. True. Alright, yeah, my voice is really starting to get tired. I'm gonna probably head off in about 5 minutes. Which clasp should I do? This one is kind of more interesting visually. Yeah, let's go with this one. Thank you. Dirty dab sandwich. Yeah, I'd say the flutter stars are still yellow on the 40s planet. In fact, I thought it'd be funny if the flutter stars and the book sprites are related to each other. They look quite similar. They flutter stars move through space like the astrophage. I was thinking that it's more like rats on ships, where they get onto the ships and they just they become little stowaways. And once they get onto another planet, they like explode in population. Is there any logic to why each planet has their own time periods in universe? Yes and no. Part of it is just for fun, but part of the quote-unquote logic is that, similar to the idea of convergent evolution, what if there were also there was also convergent cultural aesthetic evolution? I don't know. It's the idea of like convergent aesthetic evolution or something. It's not real science at all. Just a funny idea. Yeah, it's more of a cartoony universe anyway, so. Celestial asks, were the Titans that previously ruled Nueva Vesta the same species as Alex? What an interesting comment that is. I'm afraid I can't say anything on the subject, though. I have no idea what you're talking about. How much of the planet will we be exploring in Noramor? Will we be able to explore outside of the academy? The school grounds, basically, is what you'll be able to explore. So, the school itself, and then the yard and gardens and nature, and a little bit of the woods surrounding it. Who is Alex? Alex is the galaxy man who is the deuteragonist, if that's how you pronounce it, of the Mariposa and the Galaxy Man project. Let me pull him up real quick. Here he is. I miss this fella. I'm excited to do stuff with him again. He's gonna get a complete redesign though. I mean, don't worry, it'll still be Alex, but he's getting a redesign that I think will look very cool and magical. Interesting how familiar these patterns look. Huh. I'm excited to to do characters with actual like shoes again, because it's much easier to do retro fashion with real shoes, real human-like feet. But also, hooves are way easier to model. Oh my gosh. He gives Willy Wonka vibes without the creep factor. That's good to know. The norm where people were barefoot? I'm sorry, I don't really know what you mean by that. Do you mean like they're not wearing shoes, or? I mean, they're all wearing horseshoes. I mean, like, I can't wait to have actual human-like shoes, because trying to make hoof shoes that give the same vibe as the retro shoes that I'm trying to emulate is, like, impossible. It's sad. Like with, for example, with doing Judith's boots here, that was really difficult to design and have them still look like cute boots, you know? These cowgirl boots for hooves just don't have the same aura as real cowboy boots, you know? No, they wear shoes. Like, here are some shoes. She's wearing horseshoes with some little decorative stuff on it. And then he's just wearing horseshoes right there. So they're not bare hooved. They're all wearing horseshoes at least. And then some of them are wearing actual full-on shoes with the horseshoes. I guess. Okay, that's enough saying the word shoes. Alright, everybody. I think it's time to head off. I'm tired. Here's the progress we've done so far. Aw, look at them. So cute. Thank you again for all the lovely donations today. Much appreciated. Had a great time. I think this was a really fun stream. This was a fun, good stream. I'm excited for next week. I don't know if I'm gonna continue modeling him next week. I might just do that off stream, because I don't know if there's that much to do besides the hair and some other stuff that's kind of annoying to do while streaming, because it's kind of boring to watch. So I'll let you know if we're either going to do more modeling or texturing next week on Deacon. But I'm really happy with all the progress we got. It's pretty... when you cannibalize your other models, it's really not that far off. It's not that... Anyway. See you guys.